Hey guys, Cody here. Welcome back to Home Bar Network. Tonight we've got one of the summertime classics for you, the Mojito. Ultimate crowd pleaser. Everybody loves them. Famous in bars across the world, right? Haley and I were lucky enough to go to Havana, Cuba last summer, and we got to go to the bar in Havana where the Mojito was invented. It's called La Bodeguita del Medio. Kind of hard to say. And it's where Hemingway had his Mojitos. And they're famous for them. Not only because that's where they were invented, but it's really a tourist mecca for people who are cocktail aficionados, fans of the Mojito, people who are in Havana just walking around, or Hemingway fans. And it's really cool because, you know, you've got somebody in there making 10, 12 Mojitos at a time, like an assembly line, and they throw the mint in there, and they throw the lime in, they do a little bit of simple syrup, and they muddle, and then they pass it down, and the way that they just crank out Mojitos is unbelievable. It's almost mesmerizing. And we really loved our Mojito that we had in Bodeguita, but it wasn't as good as the one we had at the little cart across the street, which is so funny because there was no crowd, no line. We walked right up, and this old Cuban gentleman there said to me, everyone goes to Bodeguita, but the best Mojito is right here at this cart. And so we got to watch the way that they both made their different Mojitos. And over the years, I've watched different bars make Mojitos. And it's one of those drinks that it's really simple. It's a fantastic cocktail to make at home because you don't need a lot of different tools to make it, but you can mess it up if you don't do it right. So this is the way that I prefer my Mojito. This is the way that I've learned to make it from various bars, being in Cuba, being in the United States and South Florida, watching people make it. And this is what we're gonna do. You're gonna get a tall Collins glass like this. And I like to do 8 to 10 mint leaves. I like it to be really minty. I wanna taste the mint. And so we're gonna do quite a bit of mint in here. Fresh mint leaves. You're gonna go in with those first, right? Next, we're gonna do 5 to 7 lime wedges, depending on how big you cut them. I like mine like this. And I put the lime on top of the mint so that when I go into muddle, it's gonna protect the mint from getting shredded and getting really beat up. So we've got mint in there, we've got our lime wedges. Now we're gonna do 3/4 ounce of simple syrup. And this is regular cane sugar. We're not doing any kind of molasses or demerara sugar. I like the cleanliness of just regular simple syrup in this cocktail. So 3/4 of an ounce of simple syrup. And we've got a muddler here. And don't worry if you don't have a muddler at home. You can use the back of a large wooden spoon. You can use any kind of a blunt object you have in your kitchen that can fit in the glass. You're just wanting to press the oils out of the mint leaves and kind of press some of the juice out of the limes. Not too hard. You don't really want to. You're not pulverizing. You're just pressing, right? So we're gonna get in there. And you don't want to go crazy. I can already smell the mint. That'll about do it. Next, we're going to add some ice. In a Mojito, I like to do crushed ice. Kind of seems like it cools the drink down, makes it all that more refreshing, I guess, than regular ice. Got ice almost to the top there. I'm using Havana Club. This is Añejo Blanco. This is a white rum that's been aged for 1 year in oak barrels. So it gives the cocktail a little bit more complexity. It makes it a little bit more interesting than using something like a Bacardi or one of your kind of more common white rums. So 2 ounces of the Havana Club Añejo Blanco. In there just like so. And then I'm going to go in with soda water on top. Hopefully this doesn't blow up in my face. Seems like it almost is about to. Soda water on top. And then I've got a bar spoon right here. Don't worry if you don't have one. This is kind of just an extra step. It's not 100% necessary. I'm just gonna swizzle the ingredients in the bottom to try and integrate the simple syrup and the rum and the soda water together so that the cocktail is blended. I'm gonna top a little bit more ice because you want this bad boy to be refreshing. And we're gonna do a lime wheel right here on the side. And then we're gonna grab a couple sprigs of mint. And when you're making these at home, from the bottom of the stems, you pull your leaves you're gonna use to muddle and leave the really pretty tops, right? And I'm gonna hit this against the glass a couple times, break some of the veins in those mint leaves so that we really smell it and it's nice and beautiful when we go in for our first sip. Got a nice little metal straw here. I like to put the straw right in between the lime and the mint, so it all looks nice and tidy. And that is your classic mojito. And that tastes like Havana. Cheers, guys.